Hello, everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Carolyn Boone. I'm an undergraduate research student under both of the Dr. Noggles. I'm majoring in exercise science pre-PT. So I'm going to be presenting virtual reality and physical activity. So if you don't know what virtual reality is, it's basically a headset that you wear over your eyes, and you use two controllers, and it pretty much simulates you being inside of the game. A lot of people feel like they're actually in the game. And they use those controllers to control themselves within the game that they are playing. This is a really important aspect of physical activity because it's typically like more fun and more entertaining for someone to like get moving. So the procedure that we did the participants were ages 18 to 24 years old. These eligible subjects participated in 5 sessions. So the first one was like an intro with like filling out those forms and being introduced to the game and learning how to familiarize with the VR. Sessions 2 through 4 were devoted to one experimental game per session. So they were kind of randomized in the way we did the game setup. So we have 3 different games we do. The first one is Relax Walk, which is they just stand there and they control themselves walking through the game. Then the second one is Hot Squat. It's kind of like a hole in the wall where you have to like squat, and sometimes you have to stay squatted for a certain amount of time. And then they played Hollow Point twice, which is like a bow and arrow game where you have to hit the cubes. And then the last session, they did a stationary bike. So the procedure that we did, a heart rate monitor was put on their chest and then one on their wrist. And then we did 3 accelerometers, one on their thigh, their waist, and their wrist. RPE was monitored throughout the sessions. Every 3 minutes, we asked for their RPE. And we also monitored their heart rate throughout the session. And at the end of each session, they were asked to rate their enjoyment of the game. So as you can see through the results, our first part is the enjoyment. So it's very clear that Hollow Point was a very fun game for everybody when they were playing that. And the Hot Squat and Relax Walk and Bike are all pretty similar in their rate of enjoyment. And then for their RPE, we can see that Hot Squat gave them was typically our highest RPE along with the bike, because we do measure their heart rate for the bike. We make them stay in a heart rate range that we usually base off of Hot Squat, because that's where their highest heart rate was. And then for the results continued, their heart rate reserve average, their percentage, as you can see, we have a line for moderate intensity, and the Hot Squat and the bike were also pretty much the highest one on there. And then same thing with the heart rate max, we have the Hot Squat and the bike, with Hollow Point in level 1 and 2 being pretty similar. So as we can see, the results show that Hollow Point, regardless of the level that they were measured in, it was the most enjoyable out of everyone that had played that game. And during all active games, they reached at least a moderate intensity, with Hot Squat eliciting like the highest intensity. And then an interesting finding was that at the level 3 of Hollow Point compared to level 2, participants reached a higher level of physiological intensity, which kind of makes sense because level 3 is a little bit more intense than the second one when it comes to shooting the arrows and stuff. But however, the perceived exertion was similar between those 2 levels.